A client asked me to look for a mobile QA engineer. So in this video, I will tell you a little more about this IT role, what to ask the hiring manager and what to ask a candidate. All right, so let's dive right in. So the mobile QA engineer, if you just look at the testing within IT space, we can see the two different kinds of testing. You know, it's manual testing and it is automated testing. So this, imagine it as a sort of a scale. On one end of the scale, you see manual testing. So the manual tester is opening up a mobile application or a website and is just tapping or clicking on a website through the user interface, trying to discover bugs and some misconfiguration or some wrong functionality. So that's the manual testing. On the other hand of the scale is automated testing, where the engineer, developer or tester, automated tester, like there are different labels of this role within the IT team. So these testers or QA engineers, they write unit tests or some sort of automated end-to-end test to test the functionality of an application or a website or some backend API. Okay, so now there are these two extremes of the scale, and there is obviously something in between. So the developer may be here or here or here, right? So a fully automated QA engineer or just a manual tester. But even the manual testing is important, okay? Especially for some exploratory testing. I'll just write it here, exploratory testing. Okay, so not everything can be automated, especially the exploratory testing where there is no clear test case and the tester is just sort of using their creativity to discover potential bugs, just clicking here and there, trying to find some way to break the code to discover some issue. Okay, so that's manual testing. The developer writes code for the application and the tester tests the functionality. The automated tester needs to write unit tests or integration tests, UI tests to test the functionality automatically several times a day. The tests could be run multiple times a day. So now the second aspect of this area that I would like to bring to your attention is the three IT layers. So the three IT layers are front-end, back-end, and storage. So now the question is, what is the QA engineer supposed to test? Is it the front-end, what users can see, or the back-end, what users cannot see? Is it the code on the server, or the storage, which could be some database, relational or non-relational database? So what is the tester actually supposed to test is one of the questions for the hiring manager. Which is precisely what I asked the hiring manager. Hey, cool, it's great that you are telling me you are looking for a mobile. Actually, in this case, it was mobile, but at first he said like QA engineer. And then we reframed the role after he said he wants to focus on front end, especially front end mobile. So we can see that the front end could be web, so website, or mobile applications, so iOS or Android applications, right? Or desktop. So that's all considered to be front end, what users can see and interact with. So user-facing aspects of the product. And the applications, for example, could be native or cross-platform. So this is the mobile, okay, mobile applications. Okay, so this is the area, second area. So we are focusing on mobile QA engineer, someone who will be testing mobile applications. And the mobile applications could be either native or cross-platform. If native, then either iOS or Android. So I actually asked the hiring manager, hey, cool, now I see that you are looking for a mobile engineer. Can you tell me about your mobile apps? Do you have native apps or do you build cross-platform apps? Like what kind of apps do you build? So the manager said native. Okay, so we knew mobile, native, both iOS and Android. Okay, so we need a mobile QA engineer who will be testing native applications, iOS and Android, But also, the hiring manager mentioned that they have no one to test the backend part. So the mobile QA engineer should be sort of full stack, meaning should help also to test the backend part. So my follow-up question was, all right, cool, so what do you have on the backend side? Which programming language? And the hiring manager mentioned they have it written in JavaScript. So they use Node.js on the backend. Okay, so JavaScript, Node.js on the backend. So now we know what is the QA engineer supposed to focus on. It's mobile application, iOS and Android, but also with some additional work to test the backend part. Okay, so we are looking for automation tester. Okay, not manual tester, but automation tester. Someone who will focus on mobile apps, but also a little of the backend part, Node.js. So we have now an idea how to also screen the candidates, right? We need someone who has been doing this in the past, because in fact they are looking for a senior mobile QA engineer, like someone who has been already doing this in the past. So then the question for the candidate would be, what tools, what testing tools have you used to test native apps? And you can see a few testing tools. For example, Appium is one of the testing tools that is quite frequently used. There are testing frameworks such as Selenium, right? Also that could be used on the backend side. So this is just, for example, Jest or Mocha. Like there are lots of other testing frameworks. Some of them are for front end, so front end JavaScript. So based on the area, as we are, for example, here web, like this mobile QA engineer will not test web, so we don't have to ask about some of the front end related testing frameworks, but rather focus on the backend testing and mobile native app testing. Okay, so this is how we can start analyzing this role. We have a better idea of who the hiring manager is actually looking for, right? We can visualize it a little, and when we are talking to the candidate, we know that we are looking for someone who has been doing this for 3 years, maybe 4 years, someone senior, ideally someone who in the past built some websites using ideally Node.js in this case. So it doesn't have to be a developer, because developers usually don't really become QA engineers. They rather become senior developers, but it depends, right? It's just say 80% or 90%. So someone senior, 3 to 4 years of experience, would be a good fit. Someone who has used some of these tools, unit testing tools, end-to-end testing, integration testing. So someone, who has been there, done that. Native testing, backend automation. Okay, so this is how you can also start engaging with hiring managers, ask better questions, and also provide more value at the end of the day, which is what I assume you want. And if you'd like to learn more about some of these other testing tools, some of the other mind maps related to web or desktop or mobile apps, then join my upcoming program, Tech Recruitment program for recruiters, for HR managers, talent acquisition specialists, headhunters, talent hunters. So we are going to go through the essential IT terminology. So what is a cross-platform app, what frameworks are used to build a cross-platform. So, this is the essential knowledge that will help you interact with hiring managers and with candidates eventually. So you will be able to screen candidates faster. You will have a chance to ask better questions during a screening call. So everything will be easier if you understand the IT landscape. And with this, we are just scratching the surface. And during the program, we are going to go through the essential terminology, the frameworks, the languages, the questions to ask. And it's not just live sessions, but you will also have access to lots of on-demand video courses that you can study on top of the program. So if you get your ticket right now, we have about 10 out of 20 left. So last time, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, it was sold out even a week before it started. So it will sell out also this time. So get your ticket while we have one of them, either the standard or the VIP ticket. With the VIP ticket, you will have access to the replays for a year, so you can also share it with a colleague of yours, and you will also have a chance to be onboarded as our vendor or recruitment partner. So, you know, there are so many opportunities in IT, and this program will help you materialize some of them. It will help you to engage with hiring managers. It will help you screen candidates and match them with vacancies. So if you'd like to become a professional IT recruiter, then join the program, Tech Recruitment Program, and you can get the ticket on our website at techrecruitmentprogram.com. So just go to techrecruitmentprogram.com and get your ticket right now.